CBS News Detroit sports anchor Ronnie Duncan joins us now, and it's a solemn week. Ronnie, we lost a legend.
Lost a legend, a hero, and a man whose feats on the football field will never ever be duplicated. Pro Football Hall of Famer Jim Brown, the unstoppable force, the running back who played for the Cleveland Browns, who retired at the peak of his career to become an actor and a civil rights advocate. He has died. His wife said he passed away peacefully at their home in Los Angeles on Thursday night. He was 87 years old. Jim Hill takes a look back at the legendary career.
There are few athletes who have left their mark on society like Jim Brown. An all-encompassing star, Jim burst onto the scene as a multi-sport standout at Syracuse in the 1950s, excelling in basketball and track while becoming an All-American in both football and lacrosse. Jim was inducted into the National Lacrosse Hall of Fame in 1983, the first African-American to receive such an honor. But he became a legend on the gridiron. Brown was drafted 6th overall by the Cleveland Browns in 1957 and immediately was a star, rushing for an NFL record 237 yards in just the 9th game of his rookie season. He went on to be named the league's most valuable player. The next year, Jim broke the single-season rushing record by nearly 400 yards with a remarkable 1,527 yards in rushing in only a 12-game season, winning another MVP. He would go on to play some 9 seasons, continuing to stamp his name across the NFL record book. Jim was named to the Pro Bowl in each of his 9 seasons while leading the league in rushing a record 8 times, and he remains the only player in league history to average more than 100 yards rushing per game. He was enshrined into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1971. But Jim was much more than a football player. He was an accomplished actor with credits in dozens of films, including box office hits like The Dirty Dozen and Ice Station Zebra. But his lasting impact just may have been through his civic work. Brown was a major figure in the civil rights movement, and his support of Muhammad Ali, who refused his draft induction during the war in Vietnam, led to an iconic summit in 1967 alongside Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and other top African-American athletes. There, Brown forged a very special bond with Ali. Brown would continue his work, founding the American program in 1988, to help gang members and prison inmates to learn life management skills and personal growth techniques. A civil rights champion, a world-class athlete, Jim Brown will always be remembered for the mark he left on the sports world and society as a whole.
I met Jim Brown several times, and Sam Tidmore, a friend of mine who played with Jim Brown in Cleveland, spoke with me tonight about the man and the teammate who, despite some obvious flaws in his character, will be remembered as a man of many seasons.
Oh, it was a tremendous experience. Jim was very, very aggressive, very focused, just a great, great ball player.
Tidmore says he admired Jim Brown, the man off the football field more than on, because he challenged social justice and change in America, especially when it came to race relationships.
Racial problems in America was well alive, and it was only a few black guys who played on that team, and Paul Brown kept it that way. And Jim was determined to be the very, very best, and he was that, the very, very best at that time.
One heck of a player. Glad to see him and see him play in my lifetime. In 1964, the Cleveland Browns won what is now the Super Bowl, the NFL championship. They beat the favorite Baltimore Colts, and Jim was the reason why. Let's turn to a little baseball because the Tigers got lucky playing tonight because they missed out all that rain that Ahmed brought to the town because they were down in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital. And yes, before the game, Miguel Cabrera got a rocking chair and he got a base. And then there was a guy who's the hometown hero, Akil Baddoo. Man, he's from the D.C. DMV, a 3-run homer down the middle. First of the season, Washington rallied back, but as that got frozen, I can tell you this. That game didn't get frozen. We won that game 8-2. It looks like the Tigers getting things done. 8-6, by the way, was the final. They won by 2 runs. Now, look, most boxers with less than double-digit fights are taking baby steps in their careers. One Detroit boxer is about to take a giant leap into fatherhood. As DeVell Smith hits the heavy bag, he's thinking about delivering a knockout on June 3rd.
It feels excellent. It feels like the biggest opportunity I had since I turned pro. it's a chance for me to show everybody who DeVille Smith is.
And perhaps another one will be the days before or immediately after the fight. Smith's fiancée, Raina Hill, is expecting to deliver his son. So, brother, which one would you prefer to have first?
Oh, man, that's a tough one. Of course, I'm thinking about my son, but it's the biggest fight I had. I kind of juggle both of them at the end of the night, you know what I'm saying? Thinking about the baby coming, thinking about being in a fight, thinking about walking out. It's the whole experience, so whichever comes first.
So I'm ready for him any day.
Yeah.
So is the baby punching right now, too?
Definitely.
He throwing combinations.
Definitely.
He throwing combinations.
At 5-0, Smith has boxing fans and luminaries comparing him to the young hitman Hearns.
I know DeVille since he was 7 years old. I know what DeVille can do. And, you know, I know Tommy's a big shoes to fill, but he can fill those shoes.
While DeVille is thirsting for his next win, he knows if his lady's water breaks, there will be an immediate change in the game plan. And he says, regardless, he's prepared.
Go in there and train like I'm fighting Mike Tyson. So I'm training hard and just hope he's ready for it.
Hey, put on a good show. Just like this weekend, there's going to be a classic car show. It's going to be taking place at the Etheldra May Williams Park in Detroit off Burgess. Now, you got to get there because these cars carry a bit of history and memories of a lifetime, past and present.
Got a lot of car lovers that's located throughout the Detroit area.
Michael Williams and his buddies, they love a good time and showing off classic cars like this 1958 Lincoln. That's the year I was born. And when you look at all the cars they're going to have, it's just a preview of what they're going to be doing this weekend. And they want everyone to come out and see.
You would have to drive great distances to find the kind of camaraderie that you have with the individuals that will be here tomorrow and Sunday.
All right, you saw the website. Make sure you get in contact with them. Look, the WNBA tipped off the 2023 season with 4 teams tonight, including the Washington Mystics hosting the league's newest super team, the New York Liberty. Lady Liberty might go down. Hey, they got some big names. Jaquel Jones. Then they got Brianna Stewart and Courtney Vandersloot. New York got off to a great start as Vandersloot was doing what? Dropping dimes and making time right there into the paint. Sabrina, oh, you can get that one. But then it's Ella Della Adon. She doesn't care about super teams. She's going to come through with the block. Get that stuff out of here. And then Brianna Stewart pushes it up the middle to the court. Atkins with the translation. Oh, that's a layup, my friend. Just too much for the Lady Liberty on opening night. The Mystics take them down 80-64 at home. Connecticut Sun and Chicago Sky also started their season off with wins. And happening right now, on the other side of the country, Brittany Griner is making her return to professional basketball, playing her first WNBA regular season game since she was released nearly 10 months ago for that detainment in Russia following drug-related charges. Welcome home, Brittany. Girl, you go do your thing on that basketball court. And you know it's the PGA, the 105th edition. You can see it only live right here on CBS News Detroit. It's going to be all that fun. And 3, 2, 1, it sounds like I'm done. But you know what? I had a good time. We'll see you again on Monday.
Great stories from you tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank
Ronnie.
you.
You don't even really need to be here. It's the Ronnie Duncan Hour.
It's a sports show. I love it. Some great stories.
Hey, thank you.
All right.